Hi everyone, this is Kay from Khaenine. I imagine, I create, and I hope to inspire you along the way. If you want to follow me in my journey, feel free to subscribe. Let me introduce you to my new bullet journal that I will be using this year. As I said before in my 2017 bullet journal flip-through video, for a fresh new start, I wanted to begin in a completely new journal this year. Before we get into the setup, enjoy these little peeks of the pages inside and get an idea of the theme. Just a quick little fact about the bullet journal. For those of you who don't know or are new to it, bullet journal is an analog journaling system invented by Ryder Carroll. He has a video here on YouTube in which he explains the reasons and intentions to this method of journaling. I will have the link to his video in the description below. The great thing about bullet journaling is that you can adjust it to your preference and needs as you go. So you will probably see a few or a lot of differences in how I use the bullet journal than others or Ryder Carroll himself. One thing that you will notice is the brown craft paper that I will continue to use throughout the journal. I wanted to use this to sort of set a theme for the whole journal. Also because I am still kind of in love with the white ink on brown paper, so I wanted to incorporate that in this journal as well. This year I'm using this blank notebook that I got from a store called Teddy here in Germany. It has a textured cover with images of roses. In the front I added my tag and my signature with a little washi tape. In the back of the journal you will find a sheet with straight lines and square blocks that you can use to write or draw if you put it behind the blank pages. When you look inside of the journal, you will see that the paper is quite yellow toned, and you will see later on that they are also quite bleed through. The notebook actually comes in different cover colors. I'm not sure if there is more, but I bought the 3 colors that were available: pastel blue, pink, and off-white, which has a little gold shimmer in the reflection. I will be using the blue one for 2018's bullet journal. Finally, let's get started with the setup flip-through. On the left you have a little tip-in card with the keys that I will use in the journal and which I can just flip out if I need to look back to it. Mostly I stick to the original keys that were introduced with the bullet journal system. I will show you later on how I use them. On the right we have a page with my contact information. I went ahead and used my visiting card to set this page. Next spread we have a title page for 2018 and the index page. Also, side note, I am obsessed with this gold washi tape. You will see this basically everywhere until I run out of it. The first spread layout we have here is the year at a glance, where I just poured down all the months and the days. This spread is followed by the future log with an overview of the whole year. I divided the 12 months into 2 spreads, so I would have enough space to fill in the events and birthdays and such. A little accent color pink might also be something that I keep on using throughout the journal. On the next page is a little throwback to 2017. On the page next to it, we have the similar for the year 2018. The next page is reserved for the series and movies I want to watch this year. And on the right of this spread is my Instagram growth tracker. I drew a few circles that look like lenses, and after hitting a milestone, I will cover the lens with a little craft paper with the date that it happened. The next spread is for YouTube, in which on the left I write down my video ideas and on the right I track my subscriber growth. First goal is to hit the 1K, so I would really appreciate if you could help me with that. Please subscribe if you like my videos. It motivates me to make more for you. Moving on to the next spread, just a collection page for my ideas to note down. And as you can see, because I used a pen on the next page, it's showing through quite a lot. And finally we arrive at my January setup. On the left we have a little pep quote to cheer me on. On the right we have the January title with a string of lights tangled around. And beneath we have a little calendar. I decided to write down important events and tasks on a little craft paper tip-in on the right of the calendar, and I drew a few leaves on top. The next page was meant for my trackers, but honestly I've come to think that tracking things is just not my thing. I might skip it next month. On the right we have an ideas page simply for my creative notes. Next spread is my first weekly layout, and to stay in the theme I used more lights on strings to hang up the names of the days and use some craft paper and washi to write down the numbers. The next spread is my last spread because I didn't have time to log every day in January. I wanted to bundle everything about the month in one journaling spread. And that was it for the setup of my 2018 bullet journal along with January. And before we end this video, I wanted to show you a quick walkthrough of my keys, and for the ones who are still a bit confused about how this bullet journal system actually works, I will give you a little example. First of all, sorry for the blurry mess, but you can pause the video later on to see the keys better. Let's say we are on January 2nd and suddenly I have a great idea for a design that I need to sketch out. So I write down the task to sketch the idea. But I realize I also have a bunch of other things to do that day. So I want to migrate the task to a later day, maybe the following Friday. So I change the dot into a forward arrow, which signifies that I'll do it Friday. If not Friday, I might have a specific day planned in my head that I want to migrate the task to. So I browse back to my monthly calendar and write the task down on the list and add a date on which I want to have it done. That way, when I set up the weekly layout for that week, I can take the task and add it into my planning of that week. Later, when I take a look at the task list and realize I don't have to necessarily do this sketch this month, then I can schedule it in for another month in the future. What I do then is I place a backwards arrow, which allows me to refer back to the future log and schedule the sketch in, let's say, in February. And when I make the February setup, I will look back to the future log and plan in the task written down there. Also, a little peek at how a tip-in keys list is wonderful if you want to start bullet journaling and you keep forgetting the significant keys to use. Here's an example of how this could help you along the way. This is all that I can share about my setup and how I work in my bullet journal. If you have any questions regarding anything, just leave a comment under this video or reach out on a social media of your choice. I'll have all the links in the description below. Lastly, before I end this video, I wanted to show you the materials that I used in creating the pages. First of all, my black ink pen. I also use a black fine liner, a white jelly roll pen branded as Paper Poetry, a pink watercolor brush, 2 gold shimmer washi tape, also 2 other pink toned designs, and craft paper that I bought in a big roll that I cut and tear in pieces before using them in my journal. And lastly, a pencil here and there to stay inside measurements. Well, that's basically it. I hope you enjoyed watching and I hope you like my bullet journal setup along with January. If you did, please give this video a thumbs up. Leave a comment below if you found this video is helpful and share it with those who want to start bullet journaling. Also, don't forget to share your recreations with me on Instagram. I have my account linked in the description. You can find daily uploads of my journal there. I will be posting my February plan with me video very soon, so if you don't want to miss out on that, please subscribe and click that bell button to get notified. Thank you all for watching. I hope you have an amazing day. And until next time, keep imagining, keep creating, and stay inspired.